See that? I did it. I can't believe it, but I did it. You may be wondering, what does all this have to do with quilt making? Especially. So I told you in yesterday's video that I am kind of a resourceful person. I managed to rock this onto a stool, which was about 18 inches higher than ground level. And then I rocked it onto another level so that it was about waist height. And then I could just kind of take it from there and place it over here. So I wasn't bearing the weight of it for very long at all. And I didn't have to like hyperextend myself, and certainly was not deadlifting it up off the floor. This really isn't that heavy. It was just kind of awkward because you couldn't put any torque on it really without risking it kind of falling apart, which is what had happened initially, actually, which is why that back beam had come undone, which major chaos. But I got that fixed, right? I went and got that piece of metal and adhered that to the back side. So this direction, left to right, is pretty stable, but it's still a very poorly made product. So there's lots of opportunities that things could go awry. So I'm still holding my breath, but I am optimistic at the same time that we're going to be able to get this done. Before we do, you may be wondering, what does all this have to do with quilt making, especially if you're brand new? Hi, my name is Dawn. People know me as Dawn at the Lake. This channel is Lakeside Quilt Making Arts or Dawn at the Lake. Take your pick. There's a few other names you might use too. There's Quilter for Hire for one, and that is one that we can talk about at another time. But even those of you who've been here for a while, you may be kind of confused about what the content is about. I wouldn't blame you. Let's do a little channel tree, family tree. I'm going to go over the whiteboard and kind of draw it out really quickly. I'm not going to take much time. Just going to kind of show you the evolution of how we got here and where we're going, where we are right now. And bear with me. It won't take long. Let's go over there. I might just be procrastinating because I don't want to really work on this. But you know what? I really want to be in the studio working, so I will come back to this. So let's get rid of this. This is where we were talking about the practice quilt that is on the long arm. This needs to go away. There's no need for all this right now. I've got pictures of it, should I need any kind of reference. I thought last time we did this that I did not have any cleaner, but it turns out I did. It was just sitting right over here to my side. Smells like alcohol. Okay, this channel, like we just said, it is called Dawn at the Lake. I'm going to use a little acronym here of Dawn at the Lake. And Dawn at the Lake in general is just a creative quilter, creative person in general. That would describe me very nicely. So I'm a quilter, all right? And this whole concept about this channel is journey, not so much tutorials. There are plenty of highly qualified people doing tutorials left and right. That's not to say that I won't ever give you tutorials. I will, I have, and I'll continue to. But I'm not just a tutorial channel. Just like you, going through my creative processes and pursuits, I have a journey through it. There's an evolution of where I started from, where I'm going to. And, sometimes we need encouragement just by seeing someone else's walk. I'm here to offer that to you, but also showing you the eye candy of piecing things together and various things like that. But this is not just a me story, not at all. I'm integrated into my journey for sure. Okay, so what all is this channel about? Well, Dawn of the Lake comes down here and it has an arm to it that we're going to call this the LQA. This is the YouTube channel, Lakeside Quilt Making Arts. Okay, and underneath this one, we do piecing and other creative quilty things. Okay, this one's fun. We've made stuff. We've made sleep sacks. We've made blocks. We've made lots of blocks for the piece and quilt, sampler quilt, the motor block heads, the pick a pedal by Jane Kingwell. We've been doing some for a charity, which we'll get into next, and just my Mars quilt, some sleep sacks, a variety of things. Okay, so that's LQA, piecing and quilting, all kinds of just quilty things. That's our quilty eye candy over there. Okay, we also started something I'm going to go ahead and draw this out over here. So here in the middle, we had kind of the nonprofit arm, which we are now calling the legacy makers. Prior to a couple weeks ago, we were just calling this Avery Quilts. Hashtag Avery Quilts. Because that's all we had it, really identified as at that time. That's all we had it identified as. But I had an inspiration by watching Barry Quilts about bringing all this underneath an overarching storyline of legacy makers. All of us who are quilters were legacy makers. And I know we like to make things for other people, and I'm providing us an opportunity to do that. So Avery Quilts was something that we were already working on, but we now have it kind of labeled as legacy makers. All right, so let's not talk about this arm over here, this part of it over here, until we get a little bit further along. I want to use a different color. This is our timeline. So for the first 0 to 5 months, this is pretty much all we did, was these two things right here. And then I had a lot of interruptions to my life and to the channel, a variety of things. Some of them, well, almost all of them, I had zero control over. I had a surgery in there, and I could have, I could have scheduled that for a different time, but then it just would have been a disruption at another time. I got 2 dogs, and that was, pretty big disruption, and that was a choice. But of all the disruptions, all the others were not anything I planned or could have predicted for. So I had just a variety of things that derailed kind of my life. And so for the next 5 months, we dropped this and we just continued here. Okay. So from 5 months to 10 months. All right. Why don't we do this? There. I like that better. For the next 5 months, we had a lot of inconsistency to pursuing this, but we did produce a few things. My sleep sack was one of them, and I really had a lot of fun with that. I started working on a koi mug rug, and then something happened. This is when we interject a long arm. Okay, this is when the long arm came. We got a ground zero with a long arm. All right. Then what happened? A lot of things happened. Oh my. So this happened. We created Quilter for Hire. Q4H is how I abbreviate it. And that started at the 10-month phase right here. Q4H. I had at this 10-month stage, I had to learn about how to use a long arm. I got some sample quilts in here. I had some sample ones initially. I got some more to practice on, and I'm still practicing. I don't have any paid for commissioned work yet, but I dug in deep for the next 2 months. So let's say, 10 to 13 months. Pretty much my whole life was about Q4H and quilting for hire in the long arm. It was a lot of work. It really was. But something else happened at the same time. It wasn't just the long arm. It was the long arm, and this is getting to our video today. Studio move and organization. It's pretty messy, but I think you can follow along. Okay, so that's where we were. Now, that's a whole brand new timeline for us right now. We are now on month 14. At month 14, as soon as we can finalize organization, which is what I'm doing, hopefully today and maybe tomorrow too. I don't know for sure how long it's going to take me. to get these cabinets finished, and then I can fine-tune this space over the next couple of days. And then, as they say, we could be cooking with Crisco. All right, so I will take into the future. Can you see all that? Q4H, so the Quilter for Hire business, and legacy makers. And, of course, piecing and quilting. Piecing and top making, let's just call it that. It's kind of scribbly, but I think you can kind of follow along. So this is where we are. We're finishing up that, and then that puts us in this brand new territory here of month 14th. And before month 14 ends, I should be in a lot better shape by the end of this month, because we're going to have some big things taken care of. It starts by getting that cabinet finished, those 2 cabinets finished that we started in yesterday's video. So if you want to know more about legacy makers, and I implore you to do so, I need more of you. There are people that I'm trying to help. They're pediatric patients waiting on a transplant, and I want to make sure that we reach out to them. So you can find out more about that on the website, and you can find out more about that in the video. Oh gosh, what is it called? Pay It Forward is what it's called. And so go to that video and take a look. I also created sections of that video and put it into under 3-minute short. So it gets a little choppy when you do that. So for the full story, go to the Pay It Forward. I'm just so excited to bring that opportunity to us. I love the fact that we have this as a charitable aspect to what we're doing here. I'm a quiltpreneur, this is my business, but it's also my passion. And to be able to combine both of those, to be able to do good in this world, that's awesome. To be able to work with you guys to do that, that's just, icing on the cake, all the icing on all the cakes. But to also reach out to me if you have any tops that you would like to have done. I am doing a new customer special of 1.8 cents per square inch. And then any referrals after that, if those referrals turn into actual customers, then your referee gets a 1.8 cents per square inch, and you get a 1.8 per square inch. So, they can come to me on their own. They're going to get that 1.8. But if you help them find me, then you're going to get that 1.8 as well. And I really want you to do that. I can't wait to get moving and grooving on that. And I can't wait to get back to my Mars quilt, my Jen King rope, pick a pedal, the motor blockheads, and this one over here behind me, that one right there, which is part of the piece and quilt. I will finish these. Do not worry. We had some interruptions, but I moved things along. That's why my motto is keep the needle moving. Just because there was interruptions, I didn't just throw my hands up and say, no, I can't do this. This is just too much going on. This is keeping me from doing this. It's keeping me from doing that. I moved the needle where I could, and that's getting us right here to this new starting line where this blue line is. We should probably do that one in green. That's our new starting line right there. New starting line right there for Dawn at the Lake. Yes. I like it. So these are the 3 main things going on for this channel. You're going to see a lot of quilt life, a lot of personal life, but you're going to see a lot of quilty stuff going on too. I know you got a lot going on in your life, and sometimes we just need to see that we're not the only ones who are not doing things all spick and span and perfect like everybody else that you see on social media. I'm bringing authenticity, I'm bringing reality, but I'm also bringing a lot of creativity and gung-ho spirit to this. We wouldn't have got from here to here if this was something that I wasn't wholeheartedly involved in. So stick with me. I appreciate you sticking with me this far. I look forward to seeing what's next. You know what's next now? I have procrastinated enough about that cabinet. I'm going to get busy. And now I have the very fun job of figuring out how to get these in here. Oops, like that. Because there aren't holes already, right? It's not a matter of just screwing that in. So I have to create my holes. I'm using this so that I can pound a hole in and get it started. So this is not going to be fun. I'm going to put one in the middle on this side, one in the middle on the other side. And then when I know that that it's stable, that this is not going to go falling off, um, then I will build my drawers and doors and that kind of thing. I just thought of something I should have mentioned when we were at the whiteboard talking about the different arms of what this channel is all about. And that is the website that I just finished. So if you want to learn more about Quilter for Hire or about anything, just go over to the website. I created 2 videos about the website. One just kind of walks you through it. So if you don't want to go walk through it yourself, then just go watch that video. And also about Quilter for Hire. There's a page on the website that's all about Quilter for Hire. It's on the far left-hand side, and that's a landing page for the website. And there's a video that's all about that too. So making it easy wherever I can for you guys and for me, because I value you. I appreciate the fact that you're here and that we're trying to do this community together. I can't do this without you, and I appreciate you doing it with me. I feel like we've got like untold places to go. That makes sense, right? We don't know what all we're going to make out of this Legacy Makers, and we don't know what we're going to do once we're fully steaming along inside here. But I think we're going to be inspiring each other. We're going to be bringing a lot of creativity to the table. I feed off of you, and I hope you feed off of me too. I kind of feel like all of us creatives can't help but to do that. So I'm procrastinating again. I'm getting back to it. I'm going to have to go back to Home Depot. I thought about, what I needed as far as the hardware that I bought, but I just bought enough for one of these. But I'm not going to worry about that today. I'm going to be out and about tomorrow. Hopefully, we had snow come today, and it's mostly melted now, but really cold temperatures tomorrow. And so if we have more rain, we may have ice. And so if that happens, I won't. But if I go out tomorrow, I'll go back to Home Depot so I get enough hardware to do the other cabinet. But I want to make sure that I can get this one secure, and then I'll start making the drawers and doors and stuff like that. One thing at a time. All right, my friends, I've got that L bracket in and that L bracket in. It was not fun. There were some ugly words that I almost uttered out loud. It's just not fun because this is underneath eye level. I'm sitting on a stool, so I'm at least at shoulder height to what I was doing, but I can't move my head. I can't look down. I can't tilt, whatever. So I'm tilting with my thoracic, the upper back. And then I'm having to use my hands to pull my glasses up so I can see out of the bottom part of my glasses. I needed about 4 hands. I only had the 2. I swear, if I had not had like lots of experience in assembling things or been around a lot of builders and contractors and people who do construction, and my first husband was a industrial designer, so he built a lot of things. And I learned a lot from him. But if I had not had those experiences, I don't think I could have done this with my limitations with my neck and glasses. But I did have those experiences, and I was able to manage it. It just took probably 20 times longer than it should have, but it's done. The top is secure to the bottom. Now I'm going to build my drawers and things like that and finish constructing this. I'm going to need more of those L brackets just to put the top on this, which is fine. I just need to start making my list about what I'm going to get tomorrow at the store. Hopefully this video is going to end with you seeing this cabinet all put together, hopefully. Before we move along any further, I got to show you my shirt. My shirt, this is one of the ones that's on the store. You can find that on the YouTube channel. There's several different links there. But you can find this particular slogan on a variety of things. But this says, it so fits what we're doing today, getting ready to get this studio to where it's fully functioning for me. I am sorry for what I said before I had my daily dose of studio time. Right? You know what I'm talking about. We're not the same when we don't have our daily dose of studio time. And honestly, I've not had enough of it lately because this long arm and revamping what the business is has been a lot of effort, and then getting sick on top of that. But The thickness is just about out the door. The long arm is figured out enough to where I can have a good steady foundation on it. And as soon as we get some organization in this space, I'm going to be one happy camper. And then I won't have to be apologizing for what I said because I didn't have my studio time. Hi, you. Hi. Thanks for keeping me company. The other dog, Ruby, never leaves her perch. We have a little heated pad for her, and she stays on it almost 24/7. She's a diva dog. Okay, so what does this tell us? We've got shelves that go in at the top, no problem. And then we're going to put doors on the front. That's not a problem. Okay, we got shelves that go on, two shelves that go on the bottom side, and we're going to put doors on that. But we've got to build a drawer too. But it looks like it has us building, these doors first. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to do number 22. I found my number 22s. Here's my number. You can see everything's labeled fairly well. You got to give the manufacturer credit for that. They don't get credit for a lot because I've been giving them pretty bad reviews to you guys. So tell me, I'm curious, how many of you have found yourself in a similar situation? Because I've heard from one of you already. I've heard from Vicki that she's in the middle of recreating one of her spaces and she's looking for storage. So how many of you have been in my situation where you kind of got held up in creating your new space, creating your organization because of, some kind of malfunction, whether it was just the building of the cabinet, or something else that kept you away from getting it built or whatever. But I want to know your personal stories. Tell me, and do you resonate with my shirt? Like, do you have to have your studio time to be a decent human being? I have to be in the studio creating in some way before I'm really happy. I'm not biting people's heads off. And the only people around here are my puppies. And I'm certainly not going to bite their heads off. All right, procrastinating again. I'm going to build a door. Look at that. We've got shelves in and one door on. Yay. Guess I better put the top on that too. One thing at a time. Making progress. Moving the needle. I think this is why I'm doing so well. I've got lots of moral support. Ruby, are you helpful? Yeah, she is. They're so fierce. So fierce. Well, I had to change of plans. I could not even keep the top shelf in place without going back to Home Depot and getting more brackets. I couldn't put the other door on. I couldn't apply any pressure at all without the sides splaying out. Look, I have on the appropriate shoes. So I decided I'm not going to fight with it. I'm going to go back to Home Depot and get the brackets I need. It means I'm not going to get done, but I'm going to have all the equipment I need to build 2 of them and not have to go back. So we'll finish this project in the next video, but it won't be tomorrow because tomorrow I have to go into town for physical therapy. If I make any progress, I will produce a quick video, but I don't know that I will. One thing at a time. We're pushing the needle, keeping that needle moving. Hope you are too. See you soon.